In the world of basketball, Caitlin Clark has become a name synonymous with excellence, but few expected her to stand up so well against some of the WNBA's top players. The challenge wasn't just an ordinary scrimmage, it was a showcase of what happens when talent, tenacity, and pure skill meet head-on in a battle of generations, and it didn't go the way many thought it would. For years, the WNBA has been home to some of the most elite athletes in the sport. Players like Breanna Stewart, A'ja Wilson, and Sabrina Ionescu have consistently proven themselves on the professional stage, dominating games and setting records. So when the idea of a challenge against college star Caitlin Clark started circulating, it seemed like an exciting but predictable showdown. After all, Clark is still in college. What could she really do against established pros? The stage for the challenge was set, and expectations were high. While many were excited to see Clark go up against WNBA stars, the general consensus was that she would hold her own but ultimately fall short. The pros had the experience, the physicality, and the knowledge that comes from years of competing at the highest level. But as the game began, it quickly became clear that Caitlin Clark was more than ready for the moment. From the opening tip, Clark was in control. She immediately established herself as the focal point of her team's offense, using her quick decision-making and ability to read defenses to her advantage. The WNBA players tried to rattle her with physicality, setting hard screens and applying full court pressure, but Clark remained unfazed. Instead of backing down, she elevated her game, draining deep three-pointers with ease and setting up her teammates for easy buckets. The pros, accustomed to controlling the pace of games, found themselves struggling to keep up. Clark's tempo was relentless. She pushed the ball up the court at every opportunity, forcing her opponents to sprint back on defense or give up open shots. And when they did manage to slow her down, Clark's deadly shooting range meant she was always a threat, even from well beyond the arc. What truly caught the WNBA stars off guard, however, was Clark's poise under pressure. Time and again, they would close in on her, cutting off passing lanes or forcing her into tough spots, only for Clark to make the right play, whether that was a perfectly timed pass to an open teammate or a difficult shot over a taller defender. It was as if she had anticipated every move, adjusting on the fly and staying one step ahead. One of the highlights of the game came midway through the second quarter. With the WNBA team leading by a small margin, they decided to double-team Clark, hoping to force her into turnovers. But instead of panicking, she calmly split the defense with a dribble and launched a three-pointer from well beyond the arc, sending the crowd into a frenzy as the ball swished through the net. That moment seemed to turn the tide, as Clark's confidence grew, and the WNBA players began to realize they were in for a much tougher battle than expected. Despite their best efforts, the WNBA stars couldn't seem to slow Clark down. They tried switching defenders, going with taller, more physical players to challenge her shots, but it didn't matter. Whether it was a pull-up jumper, a floater in the lane, or a fast break layup, Clark found ways to score. And when she wasn't scoring, she was setting up her teammates with perfectly placed passes, orchestrating the offense like a seasoned pro. As the game progressed, it became clear that Clark wasn't just hanging with the WNBA stars, she was outplaying them. Her ability to maintain her composure, even when things got physical, was a testament to her mental toughness. While the WNBA players were visibly frustrated at times, Clark never wavered. Her game was fluid, her decision-making sharp, and her basketball IQ on full display. By the end of the game, the scoreline told the story. Caitlin Clark and her team had pulled off the upset, defeating the WNBA players in a result that no one saw coming. For Clark, it was yet another chapter in her already remarkable career, a performance that solidified her as one of the most exciting and talented players in basketball today. But for the WNBA stars, it was a humbling experience, a reminder that no matter how good you are, there's always someone coming up who's ready to take the throne. In the aftermath, the reactions were mixed. Some praised Clark for her poise and skill, while others expressed surprise at how well she handled the physicality of the pros. The WNBA players themselves were gracious in defeat, acknowledging that Clark had simply outplayed them. It was a testament to her talent and a sign that the future of women's basketball is in good hands. Caitlin Clark's victory wasn't just about one game, it was a statement. It showed that she's ready for the next level, and that even the best players in the world should never underestimate the heart and skill of a rising star.